Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Monday Night Raw results, Superstar spoilers, and of course birthdays. So to start off, happy birthday goes to Curtis Axel, born on the same day as I was, October 1st. He was born in 1979, I was born in 1968. Robbie E. was born in 1983 on October 1st. Yokozuna was born on October 2nd, 1966. John Morrison, aka real name John Hennigan, the star of the Russell Madness movie, October 3rd. He was born in 1979. Chief J. Strongbow, October 4th, 1928. Abyss, 1973. Bobby Fulton of the Fantastics. He was born in 1960 on October 4th. Linda McMahon, October 4th. And to round out October 4th, Bo Duck. He was born in 1974. On to the wrestling news. NXT developmental star Bianca Blair made her in-ring debut on a live event from Lakeland, Florida, losing to Alia. Blair was recently named the top female talent for the WWE Performance Center Combine, finishing first. She's an All-American and All-SEC track and field star from the University of Tennessee. And the backstage photo, well, I just linked here. Instagram.com/WWE NXT. WWE continues adding names to an already stacked 16-team Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament. Most recently announced were Authors of Pain and the tag team of Nico Bojajovic and Tucker Knight. That brings the current lineup to Kota Ibushi and Hideo Itami, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, Cedric Alexander, Andre Cien Almas, the Bollywood Boys, Tino Sabatelli, and Riddick Moss. Also, the Authors of Pain, TM61, Alexander Wolf and Sawyer Fulton, Ty Dillinger and Bobby Roode, Nico Bojajovic and Tucker Knight, and the NXT Tag Team Champions, The Revival. I think there's a Revival name in TNA just recently. PW Insider reports that WWE has released Stuart Tomlinson, formerly known as Hugo Knox. Tomlinson is a former soccer player who was brought into the developmental system in December of 2013. He made his debut under the name of Hugo Knox in November of the following year, but never made his official TV debut. Knox was something of a regular on the NXT Live event circuit in Central Florida, and most recently appeared on August 13th in a match against former NXT champion Wesley Blake. A fan tweeted Tomlinson on Monday morning asking when he would make his NXT TV debut. The former football star replied with the following: football as in soccer. At Hugo Knox WWE, Hugo Knox retweeted to the fan named Gio, legendary TJP. He retweeted LOL, like he's already gone. The fan tweeted back at Fight Goal, Fight GIO 94. Shame you got released, man. Seen some serious potential in you, like the next Batista. Shame on them. W also parted ways with Tough Enough winner Sarah Lee over the weekend. F4W Online reports that she was released because she's now pregnant. This now deleted Instagram post shows that she and WWE NXT star Blake, I think I do have that, a copy of that. If I do, I'll post it back there for you. It's a picture of it. Lee was one of the winners of the 6th season of Tough Enough, earning her a $250,000 contract paycheck for winning a fan vote in the finale. She beat out Amanda Sacramento, who has recently become Mandy Rose, given a spot on the Total Divas, and recently debuted on NXT TV. The fans, at least as far as WWE is concerned, chose wrong. Lee worked her first house show back in March, but never found her footing, and is now gone from the promotion. According to Squared Circle Sirens, WWE also parted ways with Carolyn C.J. Dunning, the former Air Force ROTC member and bodybuilding bikini competitor, was signed as a performance center recruit back in April. She's now taking bookings at cjdunningfit@gmail.com. Oscar De La Hoya was at ringside during Raw in Los Angeles. Show you a picture of it. There's a report that Alberto Del Rio has had a good reason for missing a weekend booking. And at this link is a report. Well, he's also got stitches in his head. He got, I guess, road rage from a driver, apparently, because he was stabbed repeatedly, very similar to Jamie Noble last week in West Virginia in his home, where he even apologized to the guy for whatever he did. Didn't know what he was doing. But Jamie Noble doesn't actually know any more details and who hit him or whatever. But if you have footage or anything of that, he is offering a $200 reward. And if he can take the guys to court and get him press charges, he's offering $500 more. So if you're watching this video or my SmackDown, I'll report it on my SmackDown as well video. Well, Del Rio, known as Alberto El Patron, no-showed AAA's Heroes Immortality's event in Mexico, prompting a scathing response from AAA. El Patron took to Instagram and posted a picture to public that he was stabbed repeatedly before he would make his flight to the event, which he did not show at all. I think somewhere on his head is a big. It's looks like, to me, it's not very big, about 2 or 3 stitches, but unknown. And he also released a statement on the incident himself. Mr. Rodriguez, shortly after eating a meal before his flight, was assaulted by a criminal with a knife outside the restaurant. Mr. Rodriguez suffered multiple lacerations on his arm and other parts of his body. Defending against the criminal, as police were called by witnesses, Mr. Rodriguez received medical attention and went back to the police department and was unable to make his flight. Mr. Rodriguez has spoken with the ownership of Lucha Libre, AAA Worldwide, and given them the documentation of the incident. Mr. Rodriguez greatly regrets not being there over the weekend for his fans in Mexico and promises everyone he will make it up to him as soon as possible. Despite the general lacerations, Mr. Rodriguez will not miss any of his shows for the remainder of the year and is ready to compete this weekend in the UK. In an unusual coincidence, WWE agent was stabbed last week. Del Rio posted a photo of his lacerations. Again, go to the pictures. Also, Natalya had an injury as her teeth were knocked out at a live event. And here are the pictures for that. She posted on Instagram.com/Natty by Nature. It's her front teeth. Well, she posted her Instagram account has been replaced, but she teamed with Alexa Bliss and Carmella, but lost to Nikki Bella and SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch that night. And she also lost her teeth. She lost more than the match, she lost her teeth. But I did see the picture myself. Yeah, she was missing her teeth. Got a slight split picture before, after, got them back. With a great smile. Doesn't even look like they were missed. Emma has apparently been rebranded as Emelina, as I told y'all last week. And show you a picture of that for you. As they're doing very similar to what's his name on SmackDown. Another day, another 2 teams, partly Dusty. WWE's picked a pattern and they're sticking to it. Why should we? As usual, the reminder of the previous 12 teams before we unveil the new arrivals. Like I said, Les Dorado and Mustafa Ali, great enemies, better tag team partners. That's the hope here, as the 2 Flyingest dudes in the Cruiserweight Classic pair up for action in the Dusty. Neither man is exactly a tag team specialist, so that's a hurdle to overcome. Who could doubt the Golden Links and the reigning freelance champion? Austin Aries has a mystery partner. It's being said that his former tag team partner in Ring of Honor is possibly headed to him to be his tag team partner, and that's none other than Roger Strong. Bobby Roode is also involved in it, and he's I went with it earlier. The revival team I spoke of is Dash Wilder, Scott Dawson, Andre Cien Almas, and Cedric Alexander. DIY, tag team name of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Perfectly Gorgeous, Bobby Roode and Ty Dillinger. There you go. Riddick Moss and Tino Sabatelli. Hideo Itami and Kota Ibushi. The Bollywood Boys of Gerb and Harv Sarah. TM61, Nick Miller and Shane Thorne. Heavy Machinery tag team. Tucker Knight and Niko Bogojevic. I hope I pronounce his name. Authors of Pains, the name is Akam and Rizar. No Way Jose and Rich Swann. Bing Wang and Ho Ho Lun. Alright, he's playing. Austin Aries playing his choice of partner close to his vest, folks, and report PW Insider has a scoop. If you don't want to be spoiled, now's your chance to go back or skip that down to past this few seconds of spoiler. Ahead, Roger Strong. His former Generation Next stablemate, Austin Aries, for the Dusty Classic. There you go. Okay. LA Dodgers star Josh Reddick, JP Howell, and Justin Turner gave former WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins a custom jersey before Raw. Show you a picture on my Instagram.com, WWE. Raw pre-show at this link. WWE filmed a couple of events prior to Raw in Los Angeles for this week's Superstars. Darren Young versus Jinder Mahal. Neville versus Curtis Axel. Well, no results. I'm pretty sure Darren Young won and Neville won. But don't get me wrong. If I find any more results, I'll post it on the SmackDown video. And off with the Raw show. Roman Reigns coming down the ramp, deafening boos, and getting in the middle of the ring with a microphone. Why? Do they hate him? Maybe. Thankfully, he's interrupted by Lana. Lana says she's here to negotiate on Rusev's behalf. Rusev wants another rematch. Reigns lobs a few sexist insults. Lana says she and Rusev are family. He says basically, shut up, little girl. Get your husband so the men can settle things like men. Lana gets emotional, laughs at her. Roman laughs at her. He really is a horrible person. Lana tells him go to hell. Rusev's music comes. He comes down and they brawl. The fight ends with Rusev kicking Roman over the barricade and into the crowd. Rusev takes the U.S. title and walks up the ramp, pausing on the stage to raise his arms in victory. Reigns comes out from nowhere and Superman punches Rusev. Reigns says you can have your rematch, but it's going to have to be in a hell in a cell. Someone please explain to me how it is possible to root for Roman Reigns at this point. Seriously. Everyone wants to know. They run a pretty good video package about T.J. Perkins and Brian Kendrick feud as their match was up next. Non-title action, so it really doesn't mean anything. Of course, Brian Kendrick would be expected to win to get him a title shot. And since it's a non-title, Kendrick is definitely going to win. So the outcome isn't in doubt. So if you'd rather watch something meaningful, here's a YouTube video that you're watching of people being attacked by anybody. Please go to any other YouTube video. Well, anyways, here's how it happens. They're pushing a new nickname for TJP. The Phil Am Flash, or is it the Phil Am Flash? Phil as a FIL dash am, or the PHIL Dash M Flash. Because his problem is that he doesn't have a nickname. Perkins got most of the offense initially, but then gets caught with a big boot by Kendrick. Kendrick, who is brilliant in finding new ways to heal, traps TJP's fingers in the turnbuckle and stands on his wrist. Looked painful. Just bends back his hand. Ow. Commercial break. Yeah, TJ hits a top rope Frankensteiner off the corner. Then running Hurricane Rana. Then he locks in the knee bar for a hot second until Kendrick gets to the bottom rope for a break. 10% of the crowd is well into this match, which is good, but can't tell if it's because TJP is a LA kid. Kendrick is able to hit sliced bread, then locks in the captain's hook. TJP is able to wriggle out, but pretty soon he finds himself right back in the submission hold after getting his eyes raked, and this time he taps out. And then they go to a pre-taped interview segment with Seth Rollins. Rollins says he's great. He says that to Stephanie and Triple H are in on it. He says that Owens had the title handed to him. Seth says if he gets his rematch, he's going to cancel the Kevin Owens show. Well, that was definitely an interview that took place and was taped and then aired on TV. It told us exactly nothing we didn't already know. Raw looks like it's sticking to giving us terrible TV every Monday. You have to at least admire their commitment. Braun Strowman versus an unknown jobber. Chase Silver is his name, and he doesn't seem scared of Braun, which makes him delusional. Braun puts this guy on the organ transplant list because all Mr. Silver's insides are now pulverized. Winner, Raw Strowman. Byron Saxton interviews him, and then sadly Braun doesn't eat Byron's face. He says his talents are being wasted on these weak fools, and then next week there better be some real competition, or there won't be a next week. Because apparently Braun Strowman is powerful enough to end the world. Backstage segment with Bayley and Sasha. Bayley says it's really cool that Sasha and Charlotte are main eventing Raw tonight. Trish and Lita territory, she says. Sasha says she's going to beat Charlotte because we needed that to explain to us. Kevin Owens responds to Seth Rollins' terribly uninformative interview. Owens comes out in a suit, no less. Corporate Owens, I would call him, with Chris Jericho, who is carrying the list, who's no longer in his bright light jacket. Owens reminds us that he was one who injured Seth's ribs and that he is currently the champ. Because we don't see the belt draped over his shoulder. He says that in the event of a rematch with Seth Rollins, Chris Jericho should be the special guest referee, so that way we don't have a repeat of the unfortunate incident from Clash of Champions. Jericho says that Jericho should challenge the New Day for the tag titles. Non-title match first. If they win, they get a shot at the belts. This just got interesting. Or they just didn't have any talent to face. Bootio's tag team. New Day's music hits. They come out and there's great back and forth action with Jericho puts the members of the New Day on the list. One by one. Didn't they do this thing like a couple weeks ago? Owens says that the New Day jumped the shark. But Wood says that Owens looks like he's never jumped over anything in his life. Well, there were some comments on Twitter about that. Decent burn right there. And the New Day is laughing on the stage. Oh, New Day accepts the Jericho challenge for later on in the evening. Honestly, the segment might have actually been more interesting than the drunk squirrel video. Maybe. There were shown footage of Sheamus and Cesaro arriving at the arena. Surprise, surprise. They don't seem to be getting along. Sami Zayn versus Titus O'Neil is up next. Titus has a new gimmick, apparently something called Titus Brand. I'm sure this new gimmick will be very successful and not forgotten about entirely within a few weeks. Titus throws Sami all over the ring, then takes 3 moves and loses. clothesline, exploder suplex, hell of a kick. Well, they call it hula kick. Done. Over. Winner, Sami Zayn. Why would you give a guy a new gimmick and then have him lose immediately in a glorified squash? All right, because you're Raw. Backstage locker room segment with Sheamus and Cesaro yelling at each other. Mick Foley interrupts the yelling and tells them to get on the same page. They don't want to. We get it. We're a mismatched tag team. How original. Are they serious? As the broski says, are you serious, bro? Gallows and Anderson versus Golden Truth. Clip from earlier interview with G&A, Gallows and Anderson, where they call the tag team division Raw clown car full of freaks. Well, you're not wrong, fellas, but you can't seem to win a damn match. When it counts, so maybe zip it. Also, then they say that they're going to end the fun and games, somehow forgetting that they are like 3 weeks removed from a gimmick where they ran a retirement home called Old Fart. And before that, they were testicle doctors. Anyway, Golden Truth gets in way too much offense before G&A use underhanded methods to win the match, giving magic killers to both R-Truth and Goldust. Jericho deserves a medal for making a segment with Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson actually funny. But still, what the actual heck was that, WWE? Why are they even here? Anyway, they announced that they are going to be ringside for the Jericho match versus New Day. So there's definitely going to be a distraction-related finish, and New Day is going to win. Well, with the announcer's table being on the stage now, don't think that's going to be any issue with any interference, because they're on the stage in the ring. There's nobody around there. No announcers there. In case you don't feel like watching a match where you already know how it's going to end, go to YouTube video of Monkey Thieves. And also, the Drunken Squirrel. You get more entertainment from that, I guess. In-ring segment with Enzo and Cass. Where's the breast cancer awareness month? Susan G. Komen, well, they do their stitch in the ring, but they change it around a little bit. As Enzo says, Susan G is the certified G. Komen, as he does a joke. That's pretty much it. There ain't no bona fide anything in there. Jericho versus the New Day. Well, they got in the ring. They had 4 belts on the table, or 3 belts on the table, whichever I've forgotten. The 4 belts on the table. They were covered up with a sheet, and the 3 people that were in the ring representing Cancer Awareness Month are all heroes, and they were all given belts. WWE white belts. That's pretty much it. Jericho versus the New Day. Woods and Big E are teaming for this one, which is rare. Well, obviously because Kofi is still injured from the stairs shot from last week. Also, Kutcher and Masterson on commentary from the stage. So feel free to mute your TVs. I guess they're promoting Netflix show that they're on, which I never heard of. Owens and Jericho in control of most of the match early on, especially after Big E missed a charging shoulder block and hits the ring post. Owens nails a cannonball in the corner, then a big running senton as we go to commercial break. Back for the break, Xavier gets a hot tag, going nuts on Owens until getting caught with a gutbuster. And they put him in a headlock for a rest hold. Xavier tries to come back to make a tag to Big E, but he gets leveled with a clothesline. Jericho tags in, tries for a top rope superplex, but is reversed by Woods into a facebuster, then followed up by a flying crossbody. 2 count. Jericho makes the tag to Owens, who stops Woods from making the tag and DDTs him. Rollins' music hits. Rollins stops on the stage, crosses his arms. Still uncleared for competition, probably. Owens is distracted anyways. Well, he's just standing on with his arms crossed. He starts walking down the ringside. Well, Owens gets integrated by Woods. A few seconds later, Jericho has Woods in the lion tamer. And Rollins runs down onto the apron, distracts Jericho, who swings and misses at him. Big E tags in, grabs Jericho, and Y2J gets midnight houred on him. And the pinfall. New Day wins. After the match, Owens abandons Y2J to get pedigreed by Rollins. Because heel champs are always cowards without fail. I hate the way that they're booking Owens right now, but he is heel champion. Nothing more than that. Hate it, but what do you expect? It's Raw. Backstage interview segment with Charlotte. Charlotte firmly believes that she is going to win tonight. Strangely enough, she thinks she's better than Sasha Banks. Also by her side, her shadow. Nothing more than that. Backstage with Stephanie McMahon and Seth Rollins, they don't seem to like each other very much. Rollins says if he doesn't get his rematch versus Kevin Owens, he's going to burn Raw to the ground. He walks away and Stephanie makes a face. So we'll have to see what's that about later, I guess. And she also gets on her cell phone, calls somebody. I guess she's calling her mama. Probably not. Rich Swann versus Tony Nese, the cruiserweight matches. I won't say no more cruiserweights. I won't say no to more cruiserweights. Swann and Nese are really good. It's a good matchup. Almost got the match of the night. Swann's brand of fun-loving, high-flying is appreciated by the no-nonsense Nese. As the premier athlete really lays in some shots. Swann hits his jumping Frankensteiner to fling Nese off the top rope, but Nese quickly recovers and actually picks up the win. And he hits a pump handle Michinoku Jobber for the 3 count. Listen, I love Tony Nese more than some of the rest. I even think he was a poor decision, but he made it to WWE. He was great in TNA, and he's just bringing his talent to Raw. Great job, WWE. You gave Swann a video package to build him up. Only have him lose. Nothing for Tony Nese. Well, I think he would have been in WWE if he hadn't got injured last year during his TNA Sheamus and Cesaro versus 2 jobbers. Can they get on the same page? No, they can't. But here's their dysfunction enough to cost them the match? No, it isn't. Something tells me I'm going to write the same thing for the next match next week. Prediction. If they go against jobbers, they'll win. Great video package detailing the full history of Charlotte versus Sasha feud. Backstage segment with Charlotte and Dana. The shadow I was talking about. Charlotte calls Bayley everyone's favorite little sister. Then when Bayley stands up for herself, Charlotte says, "Sorry, I couldn't hear you. My title belt is talking too loud." Well, Bayley actually is walking up to her. Charlotte heads to the ring, leaving Dana to mess with Bayley. Says Charlotte's going to break Sasha in half. Does her playtime is over? Head pat thing? And Bayley snaps the F out on her. It's announced before the match that Dana will not be at ringside for this match. Okay, back to us. Okay, Bayley snapped back at her, throwing her into the wall, which somehow hurt her knee. Well, the match is up next anyways, after commercial break. Charlotte versus Sasha for the Women's Championship. Starts out with Sasha taking it right to Charlotte, and 36 is into the match. Commercial. Third ad break in the last 10 minutes. There better not be another break until the end of the show. Back for the break, Charlotte has taken control, working over the bad back of Sasha. But Sasha fights back with an E-Honda 100 and a slap hand and a series of flying clotheslines. Double knees off the Irish whip, 2 count. Running hits into the drive, Charlotte to the outside. Wrecking ball drop kick. Charlotte regained control on the outside, threw Sasha back inside. Sasha goes up top, gets knocked down, catches her jaw on top rope, then catches a big boot. 2 count. Charlotte gets Sasha up in a superplex position, but Sasha blocked it and fall out with a headbutt. Double knees from the top rope, 2 count. Sasha goes for the backstabber, but Charlotte shakes her off to the floor. Charlotte actually missed a move off the top rope, which you see in this video, link. But Sasha sold it so well, getting in position for it. And Charlotte hits an actual selection, but Sasha kicks out. Sasha with an amazing transition into a bank statement for the pinfall or submission in the Raw. No results for the dark match main event. And that concludes my Raw results. Stay tuned for SmackDown coming soon. And by the way, if you don't know, just call me brothers and sisters.